this time, I understand the covenant is there, I understand it was compliant before, and I would just ask for your consideration on the fact that that covenant is 40 years old, it has an automatic 30-year renewal in place, and there's no contact information for the people on the neighborhood board in my neighborhood right now. I looked into it as much as I could. I tried to find the right people to speak to, and I have basically come up with a chicken's egg, if you will, pardon the joke. Live chickens are great. My parents own 4 and they live in suburban Chicago. My good friend who stood up in my wedding lives in the Decatur area of Illinois. He owns 6. So it's not an uncommon thing. It's good for your health to work with animals. It's good for kids to learn responsibility. My wife and I are expecting, so that's another thing that can help, create the mentality of hard work paid off in the end. Live chicken eggs harvested from laying hens are much better for you as well. They don't have the same half-life as antibiotics and hormones in eggs you purchase from the store. And I spoke to my direct neighbors and they said, yeah, go for it. We had chickens growing up. Just today I was in the city of Madison on some business for the business I run and pulled up to a neighborhood, pulled up to a house and they have 6 chickens running free in their yard. So I don't think to have a couple of chickens in a coop and pen is that unreasonable, especially considering there's no one for me to address these concerns with directly on my neighborhood level. So that's all I had to say. I appreciate your consideration. Thank you.
Thank you. The consent agenda?
Move to approve.
Second.
Motion and a second to approve the consent agenda. Just put the question in, and those in favor will say aye, opposed no, and the clerk can call the roll.
Alderperson Ballman.
Aye.
Boyce.
Aye.
Newcomer.
Aye.
Cook.
Aye.
Beard.
Aye.
Marsh.
Aye.
Tolman.
Aye.
Miller.
Aye.
8 affirmatives, no negatives, motion passes. Comments and questions on the treasurer's report? None, hearing none. All right, Judiciary and Ordinance Review Committee.
Your Honorable Mayor, I have an ordinance repealing and recreating animals in public places in 9-2-13 of the Monroe City Code, and this is on to hold a public hearing.
We'll open this up to public hearing. Anyone care to discuss, talk from the public? Hearing none. Back to the council.
I would move for its approval.
Second.
Motion and a second for the ordinance repealing and recreating animals in public places in 9213 of the Monroe City Code. Any further discussion? And all those in favor will say aye, opposed no, and the clerk can call the roll.
Alderperson Boyce.
Aye.
Newcomer.
Aye.
Cook.
Aye.
Beard.
Aye.
Marsh.
Aye.
Tolman.
Aye.
Miller.
Aye.
Ballman.
Aye.
8 affirmative, no opposed, motion passes.
Your Honorable Mayor, I have an ordinance repealing and recreating taxi cab definition in 3-8-2 of the Monroe City Code, and this is on to hold a public hearing.
We'll open that up to public hearing. Discussion, no. Then back to the council.
Move for its approval.
Second.
Motion and a second for an ordinance repealing and recreating taxi cab definition in 382 of the Monroe City Code. Any discussion by council?
Quick clarification, does this eliminate or restrict the ride-sharing services?
Talking about Uber or Lyft.
Uber, Lyft?
No.
This is actually eliminating the ride facilitation services from being in the definition of taxi cab, which requires licensing by the city.
So if Uber wanted to come to Monroe, they could?
Yes.
They already are.
Right now, they would fall under the definition of taxi cab would need a license. The state law says you can't do that, so we're basically following state we can't say that we need a license.
Any other? Uh, Question of ordinance repealing and recreating tax cap definition 382 of the Monroe City Code. All those in favor will say aye, opposed no, and the clerk can call the roll.
Alderperson Newcomer. Cook.
Aye.
Spear.
Aye.
Marsh.
Aye.
Tolman.
Aye.
Miller.
Aye.
Bauman. Boyce.
Affirmative again, no opposed, motion passes.
And Your Honorable Mayor, I have an ordinance repealing and recreating various portions of Title II, Chapters 1, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12 of the Monroe City Code, composition of Board of Public Works, finance and taxation, public safety, judiciary and ordinance, license, and salary and personnel committees. And this is on to hold a public hearing.
Open up to the public hearing then. Anyone care to speak on that? No? Back to council.
I would move for its approval.
Second.
Motion and a second for the ordinance repealing and recreating various portions of Title II, Chapter 1, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12 of the Monroe City Code, composition of Board of Public Works, finance and taxation, public safety, judiciary, ordinance, license, and salary and personnel committees.
Mayor, is
Yes.
this the ordinance change that allows a tie to proceed to full council?
Moving, getting rid of the alternates, moving to 4 where we can, and maxing out that, and then the tie vote, move it to council to decide.
So we'll have even numbered committees, and ties go, any tie vote goes to full council with a recommendation with no recommendation.
No recommendation, moving it to the council for everybody to know, correct?
And doesn't Robert Rules of Order address tie votes in committee?
They do.
And what does Robert Rules of Order say about a tie vote? Fails.
And we can make special ordinances that.
No, I understand that, but I guess, why are we doing it? Because,
Honorable Mayor?
can I
Let's
finish my
answer this
thought?
first.
I mean, I guess, we have committees for a reason, we have committee chairs for a reason, who the mayor appoints. And obviously, they have some discretion in, I mean, we just talked about it, if, the committee chair were to make the motion to approve a certain resolution, they aren't allowed to speak against it, right? They can vote against it, right? So in essence, what we're doing is we're taking some discretion away from the committee chair in allowing them to maybe control the flow of issues that come before them and through their committees. I'm just wondering, if we're going to do this, I mean, what's the point of having a committee? Meaning, is it just to have a body that is a gatekeeper for, to look into certain issues in greater detail? Or is it to actually give them authority to maybe work towards compromise on issues that might be contentious, or issues that have certain parameters to them that maybe need, I mean, in essence, I think what we're doing here is we're taking authority away from you, the mayor's position, and away from your appointees, and allowing it to flow to the council, where you might have a faction of alders that disagree with the mayor or staff. So I'm wondering if this is really well thought through, if it's just a knee-jerk reaction to what happened with Eckstein, and could we maybe not do this and allow this body and its committees to follow Robert's Rules of Order, and if something results in a tie, that it stays in committee, and that then those committee members work towards compromise to allow it to come to the full council. But I guess my point is, if we're gonna do this, I question the value of committees, and maybe we should push more issues to the committee.
Honorable Mayor?
Yes.
I voted to send this up to council. I'm not in favor of this ordinance. resolution at all. To
In
answer
whole or parts?
all of it.
Okay.
I'm gonna speak on the various parts of it, only I'm taking the time to speak now, but to answer Mike's question, Robert's Rules of Order reads as followed, I quote, "On a tie vote, the motion is lost. The chair, if a member of the assembly may vote to make it a tie, unless vote by ballot. The chair cannot, however, vote twice, making first to make a tie and then to cast a ballot. So, under Robert's Rules of Order, if there's a tie in the committee, it dies. Now, what should the committee do? The committee should then address what the issue was, or why it may have died or didn't die, and bring it back up in the future. That's the process that should take place.
Well, they can bring it back up that night.
Well, if
and
they
then
can't break the tie,
We're starting to draw a little banter
No,
back and forth.
but if they can't break the tie, they can't, they've gotta find out why, what's the disagreement between the parties to bring it up, okay? But Robert's Rule of Orders is definite, that if it's a tie, it's a dead issue at that point in time. And what we're doing here is what you did back in 2015. You're kicking the can down the road, you're putting a Band-Aid on an issue that needs to be really addressed. There's information that everybody here at some point in time needs to make decisions. We just made a $5 million decision tonight. We were handed this material, some of it very shortly, and I understand why. But if that information wouldn't have been available to us until we walked in here, that's not how we should be proceeding as a group. We have to make reasonable and sensible decisions for the people who we represent, and we can't do it if we don't have the information. This also creates a situation of a negative quorum, and I know Dan and I talked about this. With 4 members on a committee, Shower's rules of open meeting law by the state of Wisconsin states that anytime that there's a body where there's a majority involved, that creates a meeting. So in our case, anytime we have 5 people in, either at a committee meeting or to participate in a committee meeting, you have the meeting by the rules. A negative quorum will occur almost immediately when any committee meets that has 4 people on it. Because it does not say a meeting has to be the quorum, it just says a meeting of the majority. So in our case, we have 9 people. If 6 people show up and we have a quorum, 4 people are on that committee, they can control the outcome of the vote with no questions asked. Now, you also in certain cases can have a negative quorum when this requires a 2/3 vote or a 3/4 vote of the whole council. That means every committee meeting you have, you're gonna have to find out whether you're gonna have to have a 2/3 vote or a 3/4 vote, and then determine how you want to proceed from that point on. There's no question about it at all. Showers, BADK Baker, 73 Wisconsin, second at 52, 72, 74, states that that's a violation of the rules. So this is not gonna do anything. This is gonna create some problems. I think we need to look at this and take the bring things back to the full committee and discuss it as a full committee, as a group, as a council, not individual committees anymore. If you're gonna go by the rules and gonna live by the rules, then let's not die by the rules. Let's make it simple for everybody, that we all get the same information all at the same time. We may have to streamline some things to do that, but it can be done. I thank you for your time.
Well, yes, where does this change come from? I mean, is it just because we're afraid that things are gonna get stuck in committee?
Well, I understand and believe from all the past talks, we were trying to get 11 on council because we didn't have enough people to talk and make decisions. And so, as an option to get more input in these committees, removing the alternate and just making that part of that committee to enlarge the committee to get more people involved was what drove this.
I know one of the things that was talked about was having additional people on committees. If we have a committee of 3 for Board of Public Works, we have 3 in the alternate. So we're looking at, can we improve that to 4 or whatever number? And you run into issues with majority, and we know we can't go to 5 of the council members for that thought was if we go to 4, and this is partly something on me, if you get that 2-2 tie, what happens? Yes, technically it dies. That's why it was looking at, can you override that? The way you do that is by the code. We don't necessarily need to do that. The practice has been, for most things, it goes to committee. Let's say I'm presenting something, or Chief Kelly, Martin, whoever, it goes to committee first. Then it gets to council, if it makes it through committee, which is fine, if that's the practice we wanna do. But that's where you can get that issue with the stalemate, and then the council may never hear a very good concept because it didn't get out of committee for 2 people that didn't care for it. Is that fair for the rest of the body? That was the thought there. Now, if we change that practice and things come to council and gets pushed to whatever committee that the council decides, well, that fixes that. Then it's on the committee to get it back to the parent body. So it's not something we necessarily need to. I agree, it doesn't solve everything. You've got 3 people on a committee, any 2 get together, now you have a quorum. You meet at the grocery store, is that a quorum of a meeting? 4 people doesn't fix that. 2 is still going to be a majority, or a quorum, so.
I mean, I guess, democracy is, we have a duty to protect the minority, and it seems contrary to democracy to have a majority vote equal at half. I mean, I know it's done in other governing bodies, but, I really think as a group, we're diluting our power and our authority by making this change. And while that may not seem like a big deal right now, it certainly could be in the future, and for people who come behind us and sit in our chairs. So I guess, it's not a huge deal, but I just, I'm not smarter than Robert Rules of Order, and it addresses the issue already. And for me, I think I defer to the members of the committee to work things out amongst themselves and argue amongst themselves and figure out a solution that they can all live with and bring it to the full council.
Mr. Miller?
I like the opinion of, we're representing the whole community. I like that, to have more people's ideas involved. And if a committee of 4 cannot come up with a decision on it, I like the idea of going to the full council, get more opinions in order to come up with a better solution for it, or more people's ideas on it. A good example of having more people, Board of Public Works one time, we had we're gonna vote on something, and there was 2 of us there, we were both against it. We passed it on to city council, it got beat, it passed 7-2. 2 people at Board of Works that could close it down, vote against it, the rest of the council did. So you get more people's opinions in it, we're better off.
I would go back, and that I'm kind of an instigator of this to get it started.